Radical Islamic terrorism poses a growing threat to the world, and the world powers are committed to fight against the menace. In his recently concluded visit to India, the US President Donald Trump said that his country stood with India in the fight against radical Islamic terrorism. Let's see the significance of President Trump's statement for maintaining peace in South Asia.
9/11 attack on World Trade Center. Lives lost 2,977. 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Lives lost 166. These two images show two horrific terror incidents perpetrated by the Islamic terrorist, which has awakened the world to fight against the menace. Both the United States and India, which have been facing a severe threat from Islamic fundamentalism and terrorism, are committed to jointly fight against these terror outfits largely operating from Pakistan and Afghanistan. During his recent two-day visit to India, the US President laid emphasis on his commitment to fight against the radical Islamic terrorists along with India. The official tour aims to maintain peace in South Asia and rest of the world.
Prime Minister Modi and I affirmed our two countries' commitment to protecting our citizens from radical Islamic terrorism.
In a joint statement, India and the US called on Pakistan to ensure that the territory under its control should not be used as launching pad for terrorists. The statement condemned cross-border terrorism in all its forms. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi further called on Pakistan to expeditiously bring to justice the perpetrators of 26/11 Mumbai and Pathankot attacks. Countries suffering from radical Islamic terrorism have called for concerted action against the dreaded terrorist groups including Jaish Mohammad, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Hizbul Mujahideen, the Haqqani Network, D Company, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan.
Well, to discuss more about the implications of the recent tour on Indo-US relations over counter-terrorism, we are now joined by security expert from India, Dr. Suvokamal Datta. Sir, what is your take on the joint statement released by the White House that specifically condemns terrorism in all forms and talks about bringing terror leaders to justice?
This is a significant statement. It came out in the joint statement of the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable President of the United States of America. I think this is a correct statement in the right direction. President Trump has said a couple of times during his interaction also, while addressing the press and otherwise also while he was delivering the speech there in Gujarat, that Islamic terrorism or Islamic fundamentalism is a very big issue across the globe, and both India and United States of America is suffering from it, and it needs to be eradicated. It needs to be fought jointly.
Donald Trump's assurance on America's commitment towards fighting radical Islamic terrorism gives a boost to Indo-American cooperation in fighting this menace.
The cooperation, the continuing cooperation and very strong cooperation between the two sides on terrorism, that is also going to be, and particularly with respect to Pakistan, that I think is going to be an important issue.
The display of unity against terrorism by world's two largest democracies will certainly force Pakistan to reconsider its terror-supporting policy, as it is already facing extreme global backlash for sheltering terrorists.
Pakistan has been under pressure from America and other countries to mend its ways and to give up its terrorist practices, to abandon them and develop a more equitable and a more reasonable way of dealing.
Peace-loving nations now seek urgent need for meaningful, credible, irreversible, verifiable and sustainable action against terrorists and terrorist groups.